On this edition of Lexington Now, high-speed internet expands to rural Fayette County, the future of transportation, and Celebrate Lexington. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of September 23rd, 2024. High-speed internet access is finally coming to areas of Fayette County that have been up till now underserved. We were there for the announcement.
For far too long, thousands of Lexington residents outside of the urban services boundary have had no access to high-speed internet. And that includes where we are here today. And I want to thank the Jimtown Baptist Church for having us. We appreciate your hospitality in having us here. But today is a celebration because high-speed internet is finally becoming a reality for this area. And soon, fast, reliable internet will be available to every home and business in Fayette County. Our company is proud to partner with Lexington.
This project, a collection of projects, is going to bring fiber broadband internet to over 1,800 homes across the Lexington area. These are homes that previously did not have access to the ultra-fast, high-speed broadband that we have throughout the rest of the city and other parts of the state. I'm very happy to say that every single one of those homes will have this service deployed to their house if they want it. This is not running down the road and then you have to pay extra to get it down your driveway. Our goal is to connect every single one of those homes and have them treated the same way as everyone else is on our network. Same access to the same speeds and services, video service, phone service, mobile, and especially that high-speed broadband. So we are very excited about this. As I mentioned, this is a collection of actually 3 different projects, all using major investments from charter, some state and federal funding, and contributions from the city as well. So it's been a true partnership and we're very excited. Now, this is a major infrastructure project. There's lots of construction, lots of design that has to go into this. So it's a process. It does take some time. I'm happy to say that this project is well underway and we're working our way through a 3-phase build-out project across the city. Phase 1 is what we call walkout and design. We literally go and walk every road and look at every street, every driveway, every home, every ditch, creek, railroad, and especially every utility pole to put together a grand design of our project. That project design is then taken into phase 2. We take a lot of that information and we submit it to the pole owners, primarily the utility companies in the city. So every single one of the poles that you see is primarily owned by the utility companies. We don't own many poles, but we do pay to rent space on those poles so we can put our fiber on and connect folks. So there's a whole process involved where we have to seek permission to be on the poles. There's work that the utility partners have to do to get the poles ready. They might have to replace the poles. We pay them for it. They do the work. It's a whole process. And that's a really key phase in any broadband construction project. That will determine how quickly we can get to phase 3, which is the fun part, which is stringing up fiber and connecting homes. So I'm happy to say that this project is moving through those 3 phases. As Jason mentioned, we've got some work going on right here. This area, they flipped a switch today that technically activates this area, and then within the next month, we'll be able to get folks signed up and get service to those homes. And we'll continue that process across the city to get more and more folks connected to that high-speed broadband.
So broadband is an essential tool for all of us, no matter where we live, right? It includes farms that are businesses. It includes families in the rural area. It includes churches in the rural area. And so we see this as no different of a priority than in the urban area. Backed by a series of state grants, our partners at Spectrum have projects underway that will make high-speed internet available to hundreds of households and local businesses that have not had that in Fayette County. The map over here, I hope you'll take a good look at the map. It shows the first areas to come online, and one of these areas includes Jimtown, and that's why we're here today. Woohoo is right. This project really began with our city's former Chief Information Officer, Aldona Valicenti, who organized a regional broadband initiative with neighboring counties. And that resulted in awarding the bid to Spectrum for Lexington Fayette County's work. And now our CIO, Liz Rogers, is picking up right where Aldona left off, and the overall goal is to cover all of Fayette County. We are so excited about this goal and the fact that we are moving in that direction, and we will do this. So, Liz, congratulations to you and to everyone at Spectrum. It's a huge step forward for our community. Everyone should have the ability to be connected.
I've been in office 8 years now, representing the 12th districts, and one of the top issues over these past 8 years has been broadband access in the rural Fayette County. So it really is and was a big challenge, and so we're so excited about today. But you know, one of the things that bothered me most was during COVID, because here you had these women and men at home trying to work, and their children trying to go to their classes via the internet, and it was really frustrating for them. Can you imagine? I know what I'm like when I can't access my computer. So can you imagine what it was like for them during those couple years? So I think that said, especially to our federal government, this is way important. And so monies were earmarked on a federal level that were distributed to the state for allocation to places like Lexington, Kentucky. And without that, we wouldn't be here. The city could not do this on our own. It's very, very expensive. It's very, very complex. And so now we're moving on it.
Your Urban County Council is hosting a Transportation Expo in October. This is an opportunity to give your input on the future of Fayette County transportation.
Hey y'all, it's Vice Mayor Dan Wu, and I am super excited about our upcoming Transportation Expo. It's going to be a great opportunity for Lexington residents to engage with folks from the city, community partners, and find out all about how you all get around here in Lexington.
Excited to invite you all to a new event that City Council is hosting in honor and in favor of you. So on October the 19th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 at the Marksberry branch of the Public Library, we're hosting our first Issues Expo, and the issue is transportation. I know, very broad, right? But that's done on purpose because we want to hear from you about the obstacles, the barriers that you're facing in getting around not only the 2nd District, but in the city.
Where are gaps in transportation? What things are important to you? So we encourage everyone to come out to our expo that is sponsored by the council, and that will be on Saturday, October 19th, right here at the library.
This event coming up is the first of our Issues Expos that Council is doing. This one is focused on transportation, and it's a time for us as council members and you as our community members to come together to talk over issues that are important to our community and to give feedback and input on the policies that we might be considering in the future. This is one of the ideas that has come out of our Public Input Subcommittee.
This is a public input session that is focused on transportation needs in Lexington, where you will be able to interact with other council members, transportation experts, and transportation organizations in Lexington. I hope to see you there.
Come out and engage with community leaders about public transit, road improvements, paving, pedestrian and bike safety.
Plus, we'll have family-friendly activities, story time, and a lot for families to do together. You can learn more and RSVP by visiting Council's Engage Lexington website at engage.lexingtonky.gov.
come walk around to all the different booths that are going to be there. Should be a great day. It's on October 19th from 9 to 11:30 at Marksberry Library off for Sales Road. Look forward to seeing you there.
I can't wait to meet you in person at our Expo. See you soon.
Be sure to hop on LexTran Route 8 on October the 19th and make your way to the Lexington Transportation Expo.
Please come on out on October 19th, Saturday morning from 9 to 11:30.
We need you to participate. Can you? I dare you. I'm giving you a challenge, 1st District and the rest of Lexington. Come and find out about it at the Expo.
After this, Celebrate Lexington.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Brown, Equity and Implementation Officer in the Mayor's Office and Chair of the A Sense of Place Committee. I'm here today to talk about A Sense of Place, an initiative dedicated to preserving the history of Lexington's rural Black hamlets and celebrating those that remain active today. More than 20 historic Black hamlets have been identified in Fayette County. Most are located in rural areas. Our historic hamlets have been and are home to generations of lived experiences, traditions, and culture. Houses, churches, schools, grocery stores, agricultural enterprises, and lodge halls for community gatherings were found in many hamlets. A Sense of Place is a partnership between community members with direct connection to our hamlets and the city of Lexington. Its goal is to raise awareness about what the hamlets represent and to identify steps that are needed to take to preserve their history. The A Sense of Place Committee includes local historian Yvonne Giles, local historian Calvin Graves, Executive Director of the Lexington History Museum Mandy Higgins, Cadentown resident Dr. Alvin Seals, Cadentown Baptist Church pastor Reverend Leon Slatter, and others. With support from members of the Cadentown community, A Sense of Place is currently raising funds for maintenance updates and programming of the Cadentown Rosenwald School and property located at 705 Caden Lane. In the early 2000s, members of the Cadentown community worked with the city to preserve the school. In the early 20th century, Rosenwald schools were found across the South, serving rural Black children and families during segregation. Many of the buildings have been destroyed. Lexington is proud that the Cadentown School still stands and wants to preserve the history and significance that so many of these schools have had in our hamlet communities. The funds will complete the restoration of the school and upgrade the historic cemetery and church building. The school will permanently house artifacts that tell the story of Lexington's hamlet. We hope you will join us.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Celebrate Lexington seeks to beautify Lexington through public environmental projects. This year's Isabelle Yates Community Champion Award was announced this past week. Here's more.
Although she couldn't join us today, I want to start by recognizing a lifelong champion of Lexington, Isabelle Yates. Isabelle, who turns 100 in a couple weeks, served as a council member and a vice mayor, and has been a dedicated volunteer in our community for decades. And she really is the first lady of all things, and has always been ready to roll up her sleeves and get to work to improve our community. It was never about her. It was always about Lexington. In 2017, America in Bloom presented Isabelle with the very first Isabelle Yates Community Champion Award. This award goes to a person who, like Isabelle, demonstrates a selfless commitment to our community. Celebrate Lexington, formerly known as America in Bloom, is all about continuous improvement for our city, for our people, and it wouldn't be possible without its many volunteers. For exceptional and sustained leadership for beautification and quality of life in Lexington, Kentucky, is awarded to Victoria Meyer, September 19th, 2024.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Victoria has been a tireless community activist in Fayette County. She has lived here since 1979, worked as a registered nurse and social worker for over 40 years in the field of women's health. She was one of the founders of the Lexington affiliate of the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation and the Race for Cure. She served on the board of the Kentucky Cancer Link and America in Bloom, now Celebrate Lexington. She is the chair of the LFUCG Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and co-director of the Park Sustainable Funding Ballot Initiative. Victoria has been the driving force and initiator of the Lexington Women's Garden at Wellington Park in South Lexington, of which she is the chair. She spearheaded and raised funds for the Katsina bronze sculpture, which stands at the center of the Lexington Women's Garden. Victoria has been a passionate advocate in the community for women's health, beautification, and green space.
I am definitely not a winner, although I once did win a Leona sausage at the Carthage Fair in Cincinnati, but I'm really not a winner. I don't like to compete, I don't like to have contests, but I do like to work as a team member, and in that sense, I'm an advocate. I'm a champion in the sense of being a champion for all of you in the city of Lexington. Lexington is truly a special place. I may be naive, but I think Lexington is still a place where one person can make a difference. Linda Gordon, Ann Garrity, and many others saw a vision of beauty for Lexington and a role for citizens and residents in that vision, not a top-down thing. It was initially called America in Bloom. We've talked about that. There were so many who helped get it started, planted flowers and ideas. This group's superpower is thinking outside the box, like using trustees from the jail to help plant daffodils, or using the greenhouse at the prison to start the plants for the pots in the downtown. One crazy day, some of you will remember, we made 250 homemade bourbon balls to welcome the National America in Bloom Convention to Lexington. I don't think my kitchen has ever been the same. We got more trees planted and tended in Lexington by sending one home from the hospital with every newborn baby. This group is special. I just want to leave you with this seed, since this is America in Bloom. Be like these folks. Whisper in someone's ear, do something. And now, my dear friend Pidney would say to me, shut up and just say thank you. So thank you.
The Lexington History Museum is a rich source of information about our city's heritage. Mandy Higgins talks about our continuing commitment to education and preservation.
I'm Mandy Higgins. I'm the executive director at the Lexington History Museum. We're in our 13th month of being open to the public in our new home at the Thomas Hunt Morgan House here on Broadway, downtown. We have had an incredible first year. We've had folks from every zip code in the county, from 17 Kentucky counties, from 20 states and 10 countries visit us in the 13 months that we have been open, which we're very proud of. And, you know, of course, because Lexington is a great travel destination, it's wonderful for that to be here. We've expanded our exhibits, so we now have our first special exhibit open. It's called Among Women, 130 Years of the Women's Club of Central Kentucky, and it weaves together women's history, the club's history, and the city of Lexington's history to show how we developed over the 20th century. We also have taken in some new materials that are on display, including a 1890s era morning dress that came out of the sale at the estate sale at Belle Breezing's home. So we cannot definitively say that it was Belle Breezing's, but it did come out of that estate sale. So that's very cool, and it's on display. And we've grown so much more in the ways that we can do education visits, and we have new partnerships with adult groups to come in and do different things. So we're really excited about where we're going. The Lexington History Museum exists to tell all of Lexington's history. We're here for a long time, 12-generation Lexingtonians, and for somebody who's been in Lexington for 2 hours. And our goal is that when you step through the museum doors, you're going to see a little bit of yourself in how Lexington has developed across more than 2 centuries in town. So you may see, maybe you're a farmer and you see something about agriculture, or maybe you're a tourist and you learn a little bit about our tourist industry, or you just love bourbon and we have a little bit about bourbon. So there's something for everyone, and we continue to add to that because we know that Lexington's stories and histories continue to grow. We had Heart of the Turf, which is the Keeneland Special Traveling Exhibit about black jockeys, and that was wonderful. We have done work on Dr. Thomas Hunt Morgan, who grew up in this home, and that will continue. We'll actually be expanding that Hunt Morgan story as we expand our footprint within the house. In the future, in 2025, we're very excited to celebrate Lexington's 250 with a special exhibit. And we're looking at a couple of different ways that we could do that. And we're very excited about the possibility of eventually doing a deep feature on immigration in Lexington over the course of the, over 250 years, and on music culture in Lexington, because it's a little gem of Lexington, how much music we have here, and how much Lexington has influenced popular culture through music across multiple decades. So you can visit us Thursdays and Fridays, 12 to 4, and Saturdays 10 to 4 at 210 North Broadway. There is on-site parking. You enter from Broadway, and the parking is free. You can learn more about our special exhibits, our visiting, setting up a group tour, and any field trips at our website, lexhistory.org. And you can call us at 440-1582.
We've got plenty of coverage of city business live on Lex TV and streaming online this week. And remember, you can also find the most up-to-date information on non-televised city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.